We're here for another fun-filled episode of the Church of What's Happening Now, New Testament. I'm here with my trusted fucking soldier of death, Cato Lee Sayat, and Uncle Joey's here for another fucking whatever. What up, Mook? Where you been? You been hiding lately? What happened?
I've been in Saratoga. It was a good weekend. I went up and I got, we were talking about like how expensive food is. I went up to a place in like Albany and got barbecue that's actually pretty fucking good. But I had something. Do you ever smoke before you go out eat somewhere? And then people.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
But the fucking people. I had like this old. I sat next to this old lady at like I just sat at the bar to eat, and she like as soon as I sat down, she like turned up her nose and like loudly to the bartender was like, "Someone's smoking a reefer." Like, but meanwhile, she was hammered at 2 PM. And I was like, it's amazing that like people still get upset about it. I didn't smoke in the restaurant. I just smoked and went inside.
And wave at them and say, "That's right. I got one for you for later." And that's it. I'll never smoke that. You know, she's ordering an Uber because she got 3 DUI.
Oh, yeah.
So it really don't, you know what I'm saying? Like when those people, listen, marijuana is so far like out there now.
Yeah.
If you're still talking little shit about marijuana, there's something wrong with you at this point in the game.
Oh, yeah. And plus, I would think like a restaurant would want people to smoke weed before they came inside. Because she had one order of sliders. Meanwhile, we had like $100 worth of food, appetizers, 2 entrees.
Put like fucking a little bigger cologne, not to put it on you, but just to spray it on you. If you don't want
I don't care.
I don't care. I could care the fuck less. I'll walk into the best restaurant in the world reeking of reefer.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck it. Let them know what type of the party this is. But I'm not going to, at this age, I'm not going to smoke. Like, I smoke whenever and wherever the fuck I want. But listen, okay, but this is consequences here.
Okay.
I don't want to smoke around kids.
No.
To confuse their parents. You following me? Like the other day, my neighbor, we were talking about something. We were talking about edibles. And she goes, and Addie was there. And she was talking about edibles, something. She doesn't take them. She's talking to Addie, goes, "What type of brownies?" And she goes, "You know that smell? You smell in New York City that you don't like?"
Right. Oh.
And she goes, "Yeah, I don't like that smell." There's people who just don't like that smell. And when you go into the city now, that's what it smells like.
Oh, dude,
the whole city smells like marijuana. Go down to Jersey Shore. It smells like marijuana. I don't think this is what people signed up for, but this is the result that you got.
Do you not? Because I do it all the time. I pretty much, not now because it's cold, but like if I'm going between spots, I bring joints so I can smoke on the walk to the next spot.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's okay. I thought you were saying that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You're going to do comedy.
Right.
Okay? Some people go lift weights. You ever go on Instagram and there's a guy swinging kettlebells. You know, he's yoked. I mean, super yoked.
Right.
He's got 3 tattoos. He's bald. And he's telling you he's a fitness instructor. He ain't no fitness instructor. He just did steroids. Fucking steroids is fucking, what do you call that? Like, they don't allow it in most sports.
Right.
But thank God they allow reefer in comedy. Because you know what? Okay, you eat a bag of dicks at the New York Comedy Club. You got an 8-block walk now to the rest of the place. You say goodbye, you're like, oof, I'm not going to cash this $25 check. I just ate it in front of 8 people. And then you walk over there, and on the walk over, you smoke a joint. And trust me, if you get high, like at night, like really high, like that don't happen with me, you know.
Right.
I got to eat 3 fucking nickel edibles. But if you're getting high off reefer in between sets,
yeah,
and it's like a 2-hour, like you're there, now you got to be there for an hour and a half. It's not like by the time you go to that next smoke, you're going to need it. And you're going to write a joke on the way. That walk is everything. That little 8-block walk, well, not for me, for you. 8 blocks, I got to bring the inhaler and fucking walk slow and make believe I'm getting calls. Where are you? Where are you? I don't see you, you know.
I'm not running any races on the walk either. It takes me a fucking...
That walk, you know, it's like this. Listen, who am I lying? If I come up to the dojo on Tuesday, right, and then they have an open mic, and I get in my car, I could run and catch the RBR Lounge and do a spot there at 10. On the fucking drive. What are you doing? You're talking to your mother on the phone? You're talking to your girlfriend? You're by yourself. And you're going over that thought. You got 25 minutes to drive. What a fuck. You got a notebook next to you with a pen. and you're just cutting off motherfuckers, thinking about shit. Oh, shit. And because now you're out. Now you're out. Now you're in your creative mode. Forget, when's the best time to write a joke? After you get off stage.
Yeah.
Because you're right there. You just did it. This is not you at 8 a.m. Is this funny? Is this funny? No. You just went into the spot. Now you go to another spot and wait till you start making money. And like you're shooting an HBO special, they're going to give you $13 million. You could hire somebody to give you rides.
Oh my God.
And that's even better. Like you tell the motherfucker here, stay high, put earphones on, don't listen to a word I'm saying to myself in the car. I'm just going to sit in between traffic lights and go for the next. That's the best time to write a joke. After you perform, you're loose.
Yeah.
There's no, you can do all this shit, right? Before a baseball game, what do you stretch, you do all this thing, you do all this shit, but there's nothing like going out there and just swinging the fucking bat. But we're older, so we're scared. We got to do little trunk swings and shit because we don't want to swing and fucking rip an abdomen.
Right.
But you go out there, whatever, is abdomen? You go oblique.
No, you're right.
Oblique.
Both
you don't
right.
want to go out there and fucking swing, It's the same thing. We just swung. That's it. This is the third inning. You figured out the pitcher. He struck you out the first time, and that's fine. He struck you out in the fucking first inning. You were cold than a motherfucker. You didn't stretch.
Right.
Right? And now you went out there, he struck you out, but now you've been watching this motherfucker. And all the other guys, when they walk off and they got struck out, they're all going, watch the slider. Watch this, watch that. You go up there, 2 pitches in, you time it, and you got a single.
I wish comedy, it does work like that, but like sometimes I'll watch a show, like if I bomb and I'll watch a show, I'll have like a intrusive thought about like running back on stage.
And
like at the end of the show, just like, let me do this again. I know I can get you guys now.
Please. But it's too late.
Oh.
You're like Ralph Cramden in The Honeymooners when he was on the $50,000 question, and they were like, it's too late. It's too late. Merrill Shaw, 1952. He kept,
right?
Like, you got to go now. You got to go now. Vinny Ascalise, 1929. Like he kept fucking saying shit.
Right.
But here's the other thing. Since we're talking to comics real quick. And I told you this because, let's be honest, after 30 years, I finally figured this out. Nobody told me. And it's just like anything else, When you do your weekly spots, right? I want you to, that's why I don't like open mics. Like pay $5,
right?
Go up. The other comics are looking at you. They're on their phones. And you really don't get a read. Yeah, you go through the emotions, but you don't know if you bombed or if they worked. So what the fuck, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Just go to a bar and tell Vinny, Nicky, go up there and fucking tell the bartender I'm going to get on stage and do 10 jokes here. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, let him go. Put the light on. Well, if we get laughs, he could put on the light on after 3 minutes. Shit like that. I'm just exaggerating.
No, but that'd be great.
But the whole thing always that I never did as a comic, because of addictions and stupidity, was I never went up there with, it's another word for purpose, and we discussed this.
Intention?
Intention. Another word for intention. So, again, you're 38. You go to jiu-jitsu. You're there for 90 days. You learn the basic shit. Now you're there for 180 days, and now you're rolling with people. You're still getting beat up. But after a while, I forgot where I'm going with this. The edible's hitting me.
Going somewhere with intent?
After a while, when I go, so after a while, you become a blue belt, and you're so crazy, you're just going in to tap people.
Right.
I'm 63. I have no intention of tapping anybody.
You don't want to tap anybody?
I get little victories. I get a hook in, and I sweep you. Oh, my God.
And you're done?
Done for the day. That's it. I got to go. We did jumping jacks, we did push-ups, we did sit-ups, we drilled. That's it. So intention is everything.
Right.
When I go to a class and Nicky's like, let's jiu-jitsu. Nicky's fucking 10 times quicker than me. Even if he busted his ankle, he'd be quicker than me. I could sit on him. If I could get him. But Nicky's smart. If I could get him, and even then, these young guys, they always find a way to hook your leg. And next thing you know, you're flying in the fucking air.
Oh, my God.
And you're 200 pounds heavier than these motherfuckers. But my point is, when I go to jiu-jitsu now, I don't go for any of that razzle-dazzle. I just go to not get hurt.
Right.
To do one fucking thing. So you're leaving one club, you're going to the other one. Well, Joey, I bombed, but look where you performed. I'm not taking nothing away from you. I'm not taking nothing away from stand-up comedy, but I won because I tried that joke the first time and I ate a bag of dicks, but the second time, everything I dropped sucked, but that joke got a laugh.
Yeah.
I won. That was my intention for the night, was to tighten up that joke. And by the time you get to the third spot, it's gravy now. There's 8 people. You go in there to crack that joke, but there ain't nobody to crack it with. There's only 8 people.
Yeah.
And now you start talking and you found a variation for that joke. So that's intention. I had no intention. My intention was to get a gram of coke and fucking snort it after the show, and who was going to suck my dick. So I had no intention.
When did you start like doing that with comedy? When you...
About a year ago.
I will.
Because I don't have much to do. I don't have 5 nights. I got 2 nights, so I got to get the most out of my 2 fucking nights of comedy. I can't go every night to do comedy.
You don't think so? No.
Listen, man.
Even if you did the 8 o'clock show?
I got some stories for you, right?
Okay.
No, I just got stories for you that it's not what it used to be. Like, I can't live that life no more of a nomad. Dog, I come in at 1 a.m. I'm done for 2 nights. I got no reason to lie to anybody.
Okay, yeah, I get you.
Like I go out on a Wednesday, I get home 11:30 after a 2-hour drive. And then I pull a Thursday night and I bump into Nick and you and George and we're talking and he wants to get eggplant scallopini at a pizza place. And it's 1:30 in the morning. Nobody drank. But nobody in this room is going to be tip-top magoo at 7:30 when I call you. And we need to be up at 7:30.
Yeah.
So then, it's not like the old days when I just flipped over, took a Coke snot out of my nose, ate it, banged one out, and went right back to bed till 1. Those days, I can't do that no more.
No.
I got people looking at me. I got cats meowing. I got wives asking me questions and shit,
I had to take a nap at like 6 o'clock the other night because I had a midnight show.
Listen, I take a nap every day. And sometimes 2 naps.
A day? Good for you.
Today, my nap was...
Oh, you're going to the Whoop.
49 minutes. And that's all I needed. That's it. Just a little... After I lift and drive and people telling me, you got to join up the fucking... Today I got into it with the fucking agency. You have to link up the page for a gig. Guys, what are you talking about? A Facebook page now? You have to link it?
Right.
I'm not doing that. That's not happening. We just sell tickets here. You know what I'm saying? We just sell tickets. I'm not linking groups and putting posters of me in the shower. I don't need that aggravation.
I can't wait to be able to say that to one person. I don't think I can to tell anyone no.
Well, hold on. Right now, nobody's asking you to join.
Right, exactly.
But and then at first you really enjoy it, but then you're like, this shit don't work. I get more action out of taking a picture and jumping off the bridge and saying dates in Saratoga.
Yeah.
Than me coming up at 7 a.m. and doing TV. You ever wait till you start doing TV, local news.
I've only done radio a couple times.
Yeah,
I've never done
radio,
TV.
Local news. When you're sitting there with 2 other people like, hi. Oh my God, those bagels were yummy from Empire Bagel on Edgewater Road. But now, for you people who love to laugh, it's a bunch of housewives at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
It's a grandmas and shit. And you're like, yeah, it's going to be a fun week at the Funny Bone. We're going to have bingo night there.
They started to fuck. Like, didn't Segura go in as like a rapper? He had like a fur coat with a chain. Like towards the very end of him needing to do that, he just said, fuck it. I'm going to start fucking with these people.
Oh, yeah. Then they don't want you. And you're like, oh, fine. But some people, like, remember that dude in Reno?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
he stayed at his apartment? 7
a.m. till lunch. He drop you off and he pick you up at 1. And he's like, we're doing radio till 5. No. Yeah, but it's calling at 5. Listen, it's not happening. I'm going home. I'm going home. I ain't doing no afternoon radio. We did enough. That's it. There was a guy in Pittsburgh that made you do a fucking truck show.
What do you mean?
Breaker 1-9.
Oh, hysterical.
Breaker. So after you did Pittsburgh radio, you went to his house and did another hour with him.
On like a CB radio?
On like a CB fucking radio. And I walked out one day. I'm like, I'm hungry, dog.
Who does he want to come? He wants the truckers to come?
It is. I don't know.
That's hysterical.
I just didn't do it. I just didn't fucking do it.
Especially during your coke days. I can't imagine you having the patience to do any of this stuff.
Yeah, that was towards the end of my coke days. But that was, towards the end of my coke, in the beginning, it took me about 6 months to get calibrated. Real quick, like 8 months, 9 months. I still didn't feel well, but that not feeling well made me like angry.
Mm-hmm.
So now I was asking for money. Like, you had a good time for a long time. You know what I'm saying? You had a good time for a long time. Paying me $200, charging $25 at the door, and giving me $200. Sometimes the checks bounced. You had a good time. It's different now. And bro, 50% of people go, you're done with me, Joey. And that's fine because they weren't real anyway. But the 50% that stay, now you have something to work with. So now your attitude changes and now they're on board because they understand. You did a movie, you did this, you did that. You're not selling out places, but people come to see you, you know? Yeah. So what the fuck are we doing here? And now you start asking for shit and people are like, you're too tough to work with. No, why? Because I'm mad. You get $20 a ticket, 400 fucking people, and I get $200. For 8 years I've been doing that, and I appreciate the work.
Yeah.
But how many mortgages can I pay for you? Now it's my turn. Now it's my turn. Give me a little extra. Let's do 400. Oh, I can't do that. And then they do it, and they go, but don't tell nobody. Right. And then years later, I'm talking to Lena. He's like, he paid me $800, you dumb fuck.
Oh, my God.
That's why he told me not to tell nobody.
Why do you think the comics union thing never worked out?
Because we're whores.
That's it?
I could go into like, give you like a chat, like no, because we're whores. Because you and I both know if a booker calls me right fucking now and says, Joey, I got a gig tonight, pays $350, you're going to drive an hour, come back. I'm going to go, you know what, man? It's fucking late notice. I got a kid. I got a cat. You know, I'll do it for $400. And the guy will go, no. All right. No beef. I just didn't want to do it tonight. By the time I hit that door, George will call that same guy and go, hey, I'll do it for $300. So what union do I have?
Right.
I don't know. It's just that little thing comedians have. It's not, I think hookers have it too. Who knows? There's not a hooker union, right? Because somebody will suck your dick for $10 eventually if you keep asking.
Yeah, that's
right?
It's a fucked up
If you go
part.
to a homeless tent, there's a chick in there that'll suck your dick for $10. No teeth, doesn't look good, her hair's all ratted up. There's a fly living in a natural, but fucking...
In her... I'm just imagining what a $10 blowjob would be.
Just nasty. Something that you even close your eyes and go, God, I hope nobody finds out about this, but I needed a blowjob and I had a coupon. And I knew I could beat that fucking price of $200 that chick wants to suck my dick for. So I know if I keep creeping,
you'll find somebody.
If I keep creeping, it's like a woman, and I'm not saying anything bad about women or anything like that, but think about it. You go to a woman, a girl's fucking 28, she's got student loans and shit. She works at a bar. You go in there every night, you're 40, maybe you got $1 million in the bank. Who the fuck knows? And every night you tell her, I'll give you $1,000 to eat your snatch. If you ask her for 8 months, once a week, eventually she's going to go, give me $1,250, but don't tell nobody.
Oh, my God.
And you're like, I changed my mind. See you later. It's just stupid shit like that. But eventually, if you tell somebody every day, you're going to loop them out.
But you don't think, you would think comics would be able to do, I don't know, because unions work in other places.
Unions work across the board. But if you have weakness before, if I tell you 10 times, leave, you can't go down there. Some people cannot You're going to go, Joey, but they keep calling me. 5 nights a week, they call me and they'll give me $15 and a steak dinner. You know, did you ever see the show on Showtime about Mitzi Shore in the Comedy Store? Was supposed
Parts of it, not the whole thing.
Up here, I'm dying up here.
I'm dying up here, yep.
That was what a couple episodes were about.
Because, that went on in the store years ago.
Yeah, years ago. But it's not. We're from a rare species, especially at some level, we just go off. And, I don't know what I did, but I'm sure I did a couple creepy things in the beginning. I'm sure I called people overhearing something.
How could you not? I was thinking about the first gig I got offered, and I was going to visit my dad, and because when you go from only doing those $5 open mics to actually getting a real show, to me, it felt like I was getting called from Madison Square Garden. Yeah. It was a fucking apartment show.
Come on.
Where there was the rugs were crusty. It was disgusting. But it was my first gig. And especially in New York, you go to these open mics. Because these open mics, I got to be honest, are a little even, not scarier than LA, but there's a little bit more, I think with the train, there's a little bit more mental health issues in New York than there might have been in LA. Because in LA, you have to at least be able to drive. And it was there's some people that I see them hanging out at shows. And I'm like, no one would ever put you up at an actual show because you're a crazy person. But you're right. If all the regular comics banded together to get a union together, that guy would get an offer to do the shitty show and he would just do it, which is it's depressing.
And especially now, we have such a market. It's so everybody's a comedian.
Yeah,
everybody's a comedian. Once a week, somebody comes up to me somewhere and goes, "I just got on stage for the first time. It's great. I'm dumping my kids." And you're like, but everybody's a comedian.
Yeah. Now they have movies about it. I haven't seen it yet, but they have.
I haven't seen it either. Anyway, what I wanted to talk to you about that's very important. What I wanted to talk to you about that was very important was my behavior last Monday on the show, torturing you. I think that it was my own insecurities. And, Lee, I've been around you. You're like a kid. You've been around me a year longer than my daughter. So you're like a child to me. And I told you, even John Wayne, we don't take this shit lightly. You know what I'm saying? And I'm your stepdad, so I'm very sorry I said those things. I want to leave it at that. You looked a little pale last week, and I felt bad, but, you have to understand where I'm coming from. Everybody in this room is in this room for a reason. I could have 10 people in this room. I don't, because I just want love in this room. I want people that breathe for one another, and that's very important to me in life. I don't have many years left on this fucking planet, but what I have left, I want with people who will breathe for me, because I'll breathe for them, so my apologies on that. And number 2 that we have to cover on this show this week. And I'm not a political motherfucker. I don't care about any of that shit. I don't know about the GOP or what's going on in Venezuela. I don't know Maduro. I don't know the oil.
You're just
Exxon.
Like Nancy Pelosi.
I don't know any of this shit about the world. But I do know one thing, and I'll stand behind it 150%. And I know the streets. I fucking know the streets. And I'll look it to you, because I'm old and shit, but I'll go to that Bronx and I'll bang it out with every fucking Dominican up there. Because I know the corners. I know how the street works. And everything in life changes except the movement of the street. Desperate people walk a certain way. A burglar walks a certain way. A fucking cocaine addict walks a certain way. The street doesn't lie, and it never fucking changes. I fuck around with Lee and I fuck around with you people, but I'll tell you what, I respect things more than any of you motherfuckers do. And I know for a fact, because I go on, I read your pages, and there's no respect anymore. But the things I respect the most, even if my mother died, even when Social Security wouldn't give me money, even when they threw me in fucking jail for something I did, was laws and the country and how it works. What I saw last week should scare you more than ever. And I'll cut into a story to tell you, because we were just talking about the story 2 weeks ago. I feel that last Tuesday in America, they just murdered a fucking woman on the street. But Joey, she weaponized the car. I weaponized the car once. That motherfucker's still walking with a limp, okay? I know what weaponizing a fucking car is, okay? And people are going to have different opinions on this one. But let me tell you what I saw. I saw a fucking chick that divorced her husband, that was confused, all of a sudden wanted to eat pussy. And all of a sudden, who saw the Grammys last night? What the fuck?
The Golden Globes.
I woke up this morning, I'm trying to have a good morning, and I'm going through Twitter, and I see a thing about Mark Ruffalo. And it's like, Mark, how you doing tonight? Oh, I feel great to be here this evening, with Hollywood's elite, but I really can't enjoy myself because of the murder of whatever. We wore a pin. I'm not one of those guys. I'm not one of those guys at all. I'm not one of those guys at all. But, there's people who find that solace and they find peace going somewhere at Rudy's, and for George to come up to me and say, oh my God, I saw what you did on NBC. You're so brave. There's people who live for that shit. I know somebody has to stick up for the blind children in fucking Tel Aviv. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know the efforts in the world. I'm not one of those guys. I've never been one of those people. But that woman was. But Joey, they taunted the ICE agents. Years ago in Boulder, when we lived in Boulder, the CIA would come. And one of the things I took from those things, because I went down there not to protest the CIA, just to see white kids getting beat up. I enjoy that. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy seeing stupid people get beat up. And dog, every year what I noticed was that the Boulder police and the other people would have the shields, and people would just be yelling at them. Me, 2 yells, and I got a foot up your ass, especially if I'm a cop. Look. Hey, you fat spick, over. If you think the beating they put on Rodney King, you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm going to Rodney King this motherfucker. I'm going to duplex him because I'm a fucking cop, okay? That's why I didn't become a cop. That's why I don't do roast. That's why I don't like, there's a point. And after that point, you're fucking, they're just white people, bro. In America, in Minnesota. What's the joke you used to tell me about Minnesota? Go get a gallon of milk. Some stupid shit. Exactly. What do they know? You ever hear when I walk into an airport and you always have this family cut you off? 9 out of 10. When you walk into an airport bright and early in the morning, there's always a family that walks in front of you, and you're like telling your girlfriend or, you're trying to get your luggage, make sure you got your ticket, and all of a sudden it's freezing out. Fucking freezing. Where's my scarf? And you go, and this family walks into the airport and they just stop. And they think they're in heaven. And they speak in all different languages. They're all talking like, move!
Yeah.
Move! Fucking move! You could step aside and talk all that shit and look around and, Japan, all that shit for an hour. By the time you finish, I'm already at the gate, packing my shit. That was one of those women. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was like, move the car. She's looking, she stepped. Bro, you can't shoot a tire. You can't to shoot a woman in broad daylight in the clip, and people have different opinions. I don't talk about this type of shit on the show. What were we talking about a couple of weeks ago? My mother's friend, who I took the Polaroids of. My mother had 2 friends. My mother had, and I told you guys, a bartender that was really hot. Well, I liked her. Her name was Dina. I was at a house when Hank Aaron hit the home run. She was cooking and shit. Dina had a baby, but I was tight with Dina and her husband. Her husband I was really tight with. I was 10, 9, and Dina would talk to me about stories of Cuba. And one day she told me, I think I told you guys, she goes, feel my head. And it was like a fucking pimple farm. I was like, I go, what is that? She goes, that's shrapnel from a fucking gun.
Yeah.
December 31st, 1959. She goes, everybody was leaving Havana. She goes, I got in a car with my sister. She goes, we just went like we were going into the campo, into the country, whatever the fuck. She goes, we missed the fucking spot. They killed my sister, and they left me for dead in the car. She had like shrapnel in her fucking head. This is before 9/11, so she'd go to the airport with no fucking problems. You know, there was no magnetic flame. She's not going to fuck up your 4G phone.
That's so funny.
But that always reminded me of that. A year ago, listen, again, if you think you hate Jimmy Kimmel, I hate him more than you guys ever hated Jimmy Kimmel. Okay? I don't think Jimmy Kimmel ever said a funny fucking thing. I think if you stay up late to watch Jimmy Kimmel, there's a problem with you. But I never spoke about this publicly. The FCC or whoever shut him down because of what he was saying about the president, whatever he wasn't saying. Freedom of speech is the First Amendment, is it not?
Yeah.
Once you lose that, you lose everything. And they retraced it and they gave him back his job and all that shit. But that's to show you the wind that we're kind of taking. It's the wind that we're kind of taking. The world's changing right in front of your fucking eyes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's changing right in front of your eyes. But this situation, yeah, I mean, you know, again, I'm not going to show up in New York City at the protest. I just know to me, for a man who does this for 10 years for ICE and should be prepared. Listen, when I first saw it, before any judgment, I thought it was murder. I just thought something wasn't fucking right there. That's just my true opinion. And then I heard and I saw both sides and 18 different fucking angles because everybody's got JF Kennedy around them now. Everybody got a fucking phone. I never saw nothing like that. Everybody had a fucking angle. Even the cop had his side of the thing. Come on, guys. I don't know.
It's a fucked up situation. I don't know why ICE people don't have to wear body cams, but even like he was recording, so I saw that. And I'm like 90% with you. The only thing is, and I feel like it's like the same when people like protest by sitting on the highway.
They're goofy people. But here's the thing.
She was blocking and like, well, no matter what, and I don't agree with what ICE is doing. I don't, or how they're doing it. Like she shouldn't have been shot first. But they're there and they're cops, and they're allowed to use, like it's just, why would you put? That's not a situation I would put myself in. Well,
the cop got hit 10 months ago and he got 37 stitches. Well, then why is he standing in front of fucking cars for? You hit me with a car, I'm moving the fuck over. We'll deal with it later. And that's exactly what he did. But you know what I didn't like out of the whole fucking thing? What's this country built on? You thought about going to law school. Right now, I'm driving home. I love you guys. See you next week. See you Sunday. George, I'll see you Tuesday. I get in my car. I leave here. And I stop somewhere and I shoot a guy. He goes to mug me. The gun falls and I shoot him. Whatever the fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was my point?
This country's built on laws.
Okay. Nick gets a call. George gets a call. I don't know if you know this. Joey got arrested for attempted murder. He got arrested and they're going to charge him. No. You guys are going to get a call that says Joey got arrested. There was a shooting. And he's going to get charged tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. They're holding him in North Bergen. Okay. Next morning, you guys wake up. Terry gets the bail money. We go down there. What is that called? Due process. Called the arraignment first, and then correct. It's due process. So wait a second. What's the difference between that and I shoot you, and I go on TV and go, you're a domestic terrorist?
Yeah.
That was not good, guys. That was not good. You know, Lee, I've been dying to apologize to you. Since I said the things on the podcast, I have to apologize to you on the podcast. I could have just called you. We could have blown this off. I did that because I have to live by my word. When you fuck up, you have to claim responsibility. When that dude came out, Bank, whatever's fucking the vice president, I don't know.
Vance, yeah.
When he came out, dog, I had goosebumps of what this guy, how he was acting. The energy was wrong. He was condemning somebody already. Instead of coming out with a smile and going, listen, I'm not sure about what happened. I don't have all the details, but it was something not good. And I knew something like this was about to happen. So we're going to have to make changes. Nobody said that, guys. Nobody said that. Remember, the next day when the paper comes out, what is it called now? The Hudson Dispatch. It's going to say ex-comedian, podcaster, Joey Diaz was arraigned for attempted murder, blah, 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 blah. But it doesn't say nothing about I'm a condemned murderer or I'm a thief from 1982 or it doesn't say that. That's what I didn't like. That's what really I go, wait a second. So they fucked up and now you're going to lie to my fucking face. I mean, enough. How long can we get lied for as Americans? About everything. Listen, if they lie about one thing, they lie about everything. Okay?
That's true. And here's what I like. Because we don't fully agree on it, but that's fine. And there's going to be a lot of people who are angry about you for saying this. And there's going to be a lot of people who love it.
I don't give a fuck.
But
I got to say something about this. And I don't sit here and talk about presidents or vice presidents or dictators or how I feel about this group or how I feel about that group because I don't feel anything about that shit.
But you have said, and I was going to say this to your credit, is you have said like some pro-right side, Trump side stuff previously on the podcast. Not a lot, but you've talked about certain things and you've been on the other side. So it's like the thing that upsets me, and I think it's what Vance was doing, is if you're on one side, whatever that side is, you have to take it completely. Like there's no seeing the other side. And I think...
Well, I have a dear friend that I've known over 20, 30 years. They called me immediately. We started talking. And he's a whatever winger. I don't know what winger. And he looked at it completely opposite.
Yeah.
I didn't argue with him. I let him tell me what I said, what happened? Because again, as human beings, a fly could come out right here. Lee's fly could just pop out of one of his shoes. And I go like this. And the fly goes down. And the cops come. Lee's going, I'm going to press charges. The cop's going to ask you what happened. They're going to ask you what happened. They're going to ask him what happened. They're going to ask me what happened. Two of those stories aren't going to match. You were on the phone looking at a sports fucking thing. George, God knows, he's dreaming of something fucking absurd. So we're all going to get different takes, And we're okay. We're human beings. I don't get mad at any of that other shit. I look at it and I go, so you motherfuckers waited 8 years for the Epstein list to let me know that Michael Jackson was on the island with Woody Allen and those people? Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. You're going to throw Michael Jackson under the fucking bus now? Motherfuckers
people that
dead.
It doesn't matter.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody knows Woody Allen's a pedophile. Oh, he was on the island?
Right.
So I understand those things. So we get lied to. And again, I came here with a mother who was pro-American. I was raised by a mother that if fucking, she loved Kennedy, but if the Americans killed Kennedy, fuck it, so be it. He fucking left the Cuban people with their dick in their hands for all that shit. I grew up with somebody who said when I was 18, they were going to throw me in the fucking Marines because of what the country did to them to take them in. So I'm not coming at you motherfuckers like some commie or some fucking idiot. I'm coming at you from a criminal perspective. I'm not coming at you from a fucking a voting perspective or who I'm coming at you as a fucking criminal, okay?
A lifelong criminal.
That chick, it was not a criminal. She fucked up and she did not deserve to get shot in the face. Listen, the size of that gun, there was no face left. There's no face left, bro. There was nothing. There was like a little stem and like a piece of her tongue. Everything else was fucking gone. And you're gonna, go home and then tell me to my face, tell me we're gonna investigate it. It kind of been shady. And I'll turn off the TV and go, wow, America's really America still. I'm a Cuban dude, dog. So I take this shit more seriously than any of you motherfuckers that were born here. I look at this and go, because when I came here, this was a hero. Elvis was a hero. Nixon was a hero. Those people, I looked at them as God when I was growing up. And little by little, you just get smacked in the face. So now, 30 years later, after I've got 1,000 fucking scars on my face from taking Coke rocks out of there at 4 a.m. and all this shit. You're going to tell me that it was our own government that was bringing the fucking Coke in? So now you're going to tell us 50 years later that the president who America loved and the whole thing, our own government fucking shot him. So we've been getting lied to. And no, it's okay.
No, but that was exactly what I was going to ask you. Like, do you think America used to do, they used to do the right thing, or they just used to be better at lying to us?
They were better at lying to us.
It felt good to be lied to.
But the problem is now everybody lies to you.
I don't think they lie anymore. They're lying, but they're just saying shit they shouldn't say.
What they tell you news is not fucking news. You return the news and you're like, this ain't got nothing. I want to see the kid who got hit by a bus. What is this shit? A guy saves 8 cats. This ain't news. Forget if you put the New Jersey news on, like New Jersey 12, and they got the same stories from 3 days ago. You're like,
not much happens.
Yeah, like nothing. The other night, 2 kids shot somebody in my neighborhood, a 14-year-old in Sayreville.
There's so much on TV. Why do you want? Never mind.
No. Listen, at night, before I go upstairs,
right.
I take my medication, my nappy noodle medication.
Okay.
And I put on New Jersey 12 because it gives me the weather.
Got it.
And I know what to expect in the morning, which is all bullshit. But at least, I know the weather at 5:30 when I open my curtain. Cold.
Fuck that shit.
It's at 5:30, dog, it's dark and cold. Some nights I get the coffee and I just go outside for 3 minutes. And the coffee's steaming and I'm out there, not even shaking. It feels kind of good for about a minute and a half. And then you're like, okay, I've had enough of this shit. When you go in, as you're walking down the stairs, your hand touches the pants and you're like, God damn, it's cold out there. Yeah. Or your pants hit your leg and you're like, oh my God, what the fuck was I thinking? Listen, there's going to be people that are happy and there's going to be people upset with me about saying these things. And I'm fine with it to say, I don't pop off about a lot of shit. I never do pop off about anything because I don't want the podcast date
divide people
and all that shit. And listen, I don't want to hear to upset nobody, but I'm talking to you guys as a criminal, not as a whatever American who, gets up in the morning and salutes the flag. I do that too in my heart, but you're talking to somebody who really respects. I never blamed the cop. In all my years, George, I blame a cop. I did what I did. I made the choices I did. They did their fucking job. And that's what they're supposed to do. And shame on them for not putting me under the fucking jail when they had me. You know what I'm saying? Shame on them for not putting me under the jail. So because I've been on that side of the coin, I've seen a lot of shit grown up. To me, that looked like stone cold murder. And it's our government getting a little bit more
comfortable. But here, the other part of it is she was a parent and it was Mercy's birthday last week. And I think you're right. I think when you said it's couldn't you have shot the time? Shooting people used to be something that was the last resort. And it seems I'm desensitized to it. When you were talking about the news, it's I hear about a new shooting every 20 minutes.
Yeah, you don't even care. You're watching the sports and all of a sudden you're about to score. Hold on, we got breaking news. A priest has been run over by a car in Brooklyn. Details at 11. Listen, all right, move over. You know what I'm saying?
I got 20 on the game. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, honest to God, I'm going to tell you what bothered me. Just letting you.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to talk about voting or ICE, what anybody did wrong. I'm going to tell you something. When I got in trouble, I did not get in trouble because somebody got hurt. Everybody knew the people involved. Number 2, I did not cop to it. I would not cop to it because I thought it was cool. I don't know what happened, but okay. But at the same time, what was I saying?
You're not going to blame anybody, but
you can't blame anybody for. I can't blame somebody for my mistakes or whatever, right? But I gotta tell you, man, it's just something about that when he came on just seethed me. It just seethed me that he was lying to my face. I felt like I was getting lied to, and the energy was weird. He should have came out with more of a smile on his face and broke down the situation. And I know the ICE people get, all of a sudden they started blowing statistics up about how many threats they get and all this other shit. We wanted, listen, anybody who came over that border when the president was there, that retard fucking, we want those, take out those Triaguas and all those fucking people. But at the same time, listen, you can't scare white people. Right now, white people who are very nice white people are fucking petrified. And to add to this, I don't know if you read or you see it, ICE makes mistakes. ICE makes mistakes. And I'm not, I talk about this on stage as a joke, but in reality, Diaz, they got 20 of these motherfuckers, and all of them are criminals. I'm pulling out of my house one day, ICE pulls up, my wife comes out and they shoot her in the head. Yeah. God forbid, you never dream of this shit. But it's called the potential for violence. Okay, there's a potential for violence. If Nick comes down here and threatens me and he says, I want my $2,000, and then he pulls the fucking stick out, and for some reason a bat bites him in the neck, and I call the cops, they're going to arrest him for having that weapon, but through the court process, they're going to fuck with him because of potential for violence. You went down there with a stick. You wouldn't go down there with a stick because you wouldn't make chicken cacciatore.
Right.
You went down there and hit him in the head with a fucking stick. What could have happened? Now, let's say you did hit me, but I blocked it, and I still got stitches or something like that. Oh, forget it. Now they'll really ream him. But what if he got a brain skull? He didn't, but let's say he did. The slips, and now you're done. Now they got you on that charge. Do you follow what I'm saying to you? So it's all this shit to me was like, I don't pay attention to a lot of stuff. I do pay attention to law stuff. I'm not going to lie to anybody. Like, I pay attention. Like, I can't wait for this Mangini trial to start.
Oh, Mangione?
Yeah. Like, I don't care about when Johnny Depp fought the whore and she shit on his bed. That's not justice.
You're going to watch this case?
That's white stupidity. But it's not like I'm going to watch it every day, Lee. But I want to take little things. Like when OJ killed his wife. There was nobody in the world I wanted to kill more at that time but my wife. Okay? So every day I watched the OJ trial, like taking notes. You know what I'm saying? Like defenses and, because it had me, my feelings connected with OJ throughout this whole thing.
Right.
You couldn't talk to me about OJ 30 years ago. After the OJ thing, like all you had to say was like, Joey, what do you think about the OJ thing? He was paying her $24,000 a month. If I pay you $24,000, I'm fucking you in the ass, whatever the fuck I want. That was where my man head was then. And I'm honest to say this. Mm-hmm. When I was 32, I'm like, whoa. I'm paying you $24,000 a month. You don't want me in the house? I don't know what type of Cuban you think you're dealing with. $24,000, I'm dropping in. And I'm going to get him off you and fuck you in front of him. And then come on your face and go, cash the check next month and walk out. That's what I'm going to, but that was my mentality back then.
Right.
Now you look at it and you hear all the fucking things. And OJ killed her. It was LAPD that fucking dropped the ball. You know what I'm saying? It was the LAPD that dropped the fucking ball,
So why can't you wait for Mangione?
I want to see how they're going to defend him. I want to see who shows up to defend him.
Like the Wood's lawyer?
He's not going to have a lawyer. It's going to be lawyers, plural.
Who's paying for it?
Huh?
Is it like public defender? You think there's going to be like a badass lawyer? No, I haven't.
People donated to him, but the same people who are paying these people to protest. Did you see how much they pay these people?
They pay people to protest? They're like, that's a real. I thought that was a conspiracy
theory. They pay people
theory.
to start shit. No, they pay people to start shit.
Oh, damn.
It doesn't. Yeah. But fucking, it's going to be interesting. Because you look at the defense trial and they're going to be in trial. That's $100,000 a day. That's no fucking GoFundMe. That GoFundMe, if they got $3 million, that goes in fucking 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
That's 2 weeks plus preparation, plus you got to bring specialists in, and where he got, there's 22 psychiatrists coming in, you know, because they want to hear, I went for my tooth to get filled, and insurance didn't cover it. I was over my fucking
right
pay premium, whatever the fuck that is. What is that? Who knows? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Okay, so, but because you wanted to be a lawyer, so that's why like legal stuff every time it comes
I like
up.
legal stuff.
Yeah.
So to me, this was right in my alley. And I'm a criminal. And I know the excuses, and I know all this shit, the police training. After the last 5 or 6 years of the police getting attacked and all defunding police, a lot of these departments had to do retraining on people.
Stuff like this, yeah.
They had to prepare for riots, which means you're going to say things to me, and I have to block them out. I have to think about my daughter. Or think about a fun time you had. Listen, I'm getting stabbed by 18 Puerto Ricans. You know what I'm saying? What fun time did I have?
Right.
So,
but it's fucked up for like it's the other, like with ICE specifically, like aren't they offering like $50,000 to $100,000 bonuses, and people are getting hired? Like, can you imagine like if you, when you were so angry, if someone was offering you a good money, a government job, and an extra $100,000, and you got to beat people up? Like, that's not going to attract the best people all the time.
Listen, even when I was angry, I was a little bit on the human side.
Right.
Okay? It's a little bit like, listen, again, I didn't want to get into this part of it.
Okay.
But while we're here, go. If I raped somebody in Nicaragua and you're ICE and you call me and go, Joey, what's the tactic? There ain't no tactic. There ain't no tactic. I want you to go through the fucking wall. I want him to have 35,000 stitches by the time he gets to the fucking jail.
Right.
And then just slice his throat, but keep him alive. So he has to do the time all fucked up, cut his hand off, something, right? You know I'm a demented motherfucker.
Of course.
What are we talking about?
To be honest, I'm not sure.
Me neither. I forgot.
Fuck it. But
yeah, you're going for it.
Yeah. It is getting crazy out there.
It's very fucking crazy out there. So you see this, and again, I don't know. Okay, we were talking about, then there's the guy that, moved to Los Angeles and met Maria, and she worked sewing and cleaning houses, and he got a job working for a company as a janitor, and things evolved, and they had 3 kids. Then they opened up a taco place. The taco place been open 24 years. He's been here 38 years. And now you want to pull him out by a gun in front of his family because he's illegal? In my world, that guy made a life here. Go over to give him a summons, but don't treat that man like that. He's honestly become an American. Everybody in the neighborhood comes in to see Jose for a taco every day, no matter what nationality you are. And they, you know what I'm saying? Like there was little things. But again, I'm not a judge. I don't know what the fuck they did. But to come into neighborhoods and pull people out of cars, dog. It
seems like a movie almost.
It's a movie. It's just something that, it's a message. Okay? And I love messages. I love that. Look at these idiots in New York are calling to impeach the hot chick with the fucking earrings. Yeah, whatever her fucking name is. That chick, she's the meanest person in the world. Like, if you fuck her, hell have no fury. She'll get you somewhere, But that's not the issue here. These are the problems I had. And again, I'm not blaming a political. I'm not saying that Spanish people are good or not good. I'm just giving it to you from a criminal fucking take. What I saw last week. That was number 1. And number 2, what was criminal last night that I saw. I went out to dinner. I came home. My wife and I were going to watch something. And I wanted to see the girl, Nikki.
Okay.
And I put the thing on. Golden Globes, thank you. And I put the fucking thing on. And I told Nick, male performer was going to come on. Best male actor. And I go, Nick, this is the best because soon, and he'll tell you, I go, it's going to be Seth Rogen because he's going to take that award. He's going to walk into the back, dog, and 2 guys tap you, and you go behind a curtain, and there's a little room, and there's 8 fucking old school Jews with masks on, one with a Hitler mask, the other one with a Mussolini mask. And you just know you got to bend over, suck all their dicks, and they're fucking in the ass with that old Jew dick. And then you pull up your pants, you go out there with the golden Grammy, whatever the fuck it is, and you're so fucking happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people don't know, you just sucked 8 dicks, sold your soul 8 times to the same people Tom Cruise told to fuck themselves and Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh.
Seth Rogen.
You think it's that important?
Please. There's another fucking world that looms there. They got that poor John Cena coming out with a dress. That those Jews are cold-blooded, dog. But this is not what I want to talk to you about.
That has to be the name of the episode, I think.
They did something that was so, again, you could just lie to the American public so fucking long, okay? They did a Golden Globes for a fucking podcast.
Who won?
Which, listen, I got no beef with. But you know what? Whatever you feel about them. And again, I'm not a cheerleader for anybody. But again, you just state the facts. You try to state the facts, and it's an opinion on your end. I'm looking at this, and I'm like, first off, I knew who, before they named them, I knew 3 of the podcasts that we had nominated for.
Okay.
Dax Shepard, the chick from The Office, the blonde.
Okay.
And there was another one I knew, the dude who's an actor. And then he became a podcaster with 2 other movie stars.
Oh,
because I read the article about his wife saying that he's making so much money now he doesn't have to act anymore. He could stay home and be a dad. So I knew 3 of those were going to get nominated.
Yeah.
I didn't even know about this nomination shit. I thought it would be at least JRE and Call Me Daddy.
Call Her Daddy, yeah.
Call Her Daddy was nominated. But I'm watching these guys, and it's like winning Defensive Player of the Year, and Lawrence Taylor got more votes than you did and did double than you. They got suspended for doing blow. And you got to actually go up there and go, yeah, I did it. No, you didn't do shit. Lawrence Taylor got high. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I felt like we know who put this blueprint together. I know who put this blueprint together. And you know what? And I appreciate what you guys did. You guys came, took that blueprint and changed it around. The one podcast is 3 couches and they just sit there. One guy in the middle. And listen, it works. It's not a podcast. It's a live entertainment podcast, which we used to be. We're not live anymore. We can't smoke dope. We can't light ourselves on fire. We can't smoke fucking hash under a pipe. They suspend you and don't let you play the episodes. So that's been taken away from us. Again, I'm not crying. I'm trying to take the topic back to last night. But even Theo Von. Even Theo fucking Von. You know, even Theo Von, who I think had the best fucking last 2 years in podcasting. Honestly.
Yeah, hard to
honestly,
argue against it.
Honestly. Honest to God. He had 2 really good years. Forget the political people. Just he had really 2 years. You couldn't put him in there, something. But they decided to play like this snooty thing. And I bet Mark Ruffalo had a button on to, he had a button for JRE, like, please, he's horrible because he hates Rogan too.
Well, and this is something I don't think a lot of people know, and I'm not even sure I fully understand it. But like when you see someone like get as up for, like, I always used to see it in LA for your consideration. Don't like the studios or whatever, like basically wine and dine and like campaign for their whatever to win. So like I bet these people probably spent money to get nominated for the Golden Globe. It's not like there was like an actual team of judges.
Listen. I know you picked this up when you lived there, and people don't understand this at home. They never will. And they think that you're hating, as they call. Oh, well, Joey's hating. I'm not hating on nobody. I'm just stating a fact for you motherfuckers, okay? there's certain people in Hollywood, which I will not name, they gave up 10 years ago. And I'll tell you why they gave up. Because every year, 2 people gave them a big check. Not because of the talent that they were now, but the talent they were then. Okay? Happens with me, but I have to leave the house. The difference between my check is I got to leave the house and do something.
Right.
Their check gets sent to the house. And in a year, we'll have a writer come to the house and he'll figure out your story. And that year never comes because the deal only holds you for a year. But they have to have tax write-offs. So they sit there on the 30th and they go, all right, pick 3 Spanish kids. We don't know 3 Spanish kids. Oh, how about George Kolodinsky? Check it out. His mother's Panamanian. George just qualified for $250,000. Some lady still goes, oh my God, I love George. You know, one of those women.
Right.
And it gets tossed to George. And they do that with a lot of people. Now, people are going to get this the wrong way. I'm not saying this. Amy Poehler does nothing wrong in Hollywood. Her and the other chick do nothing wrong.
Tina Fey.
Listen, they could pull up on you, fucking shave their pussy on camera, take the joke out of their snatch, read it to you. Dog. Oh my God. Her vagina, the way it moved, it's just, and I'm not hating. I love those 2 girls.
Right.
But let's face it, every project that they have now, they'll call those 2 first. And it's one of those things, if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, just keep the check. And it's like a $3 million check. They split it, you know. And there's a lot of other people like that in Hollywood. They haven't done much, but people like them. They're safe. They're not going to say nothing wrong. You know, they're not going to go up there and say something, you know, or act bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got, oh my God, I read something a couple weeks ago where Cher called out Kristen Dunst about Dak Shepard. Like, I cannot believe you're married to that fucking moron.
Really?
Kristen Bell, yeah.
What did Dax do to Cher?
Huh?
What did Dax do?
I don't know. But I've known him for a long time. He married her, shot some steroids, and got some tattoos, and all of a sudden he's the number 3 podcast in America. You know, I know him since Renazizi and all those guys in that show fucking they did with Theo and all those guys. He didn't have a tattoo. He didn't have anything. He looked like a fucking scarecrow. He was so skinny, like an X-ray. All of a sudden he pops out with muscles bigger than fucking Arnold and
Does he really? I didn't know that.
tattoos and a shaved head. Since when? When did this happen? And, you know, so we're buying, again, that's a complete different fucking argument, which we'll get into some other time. But that's what I saw last. I turned it off. I watched I don't know how long I watched that football game.
No.
We watched Landman.
Okay.
After Nick left, and we watched Landman, and we watched something else till 11, and that was it. But, you know, there's no reason for me to, but not living there now and watching that and seeing like the jokes from last night and, you know, it's just like I see right through it now. I saw behind the curtain, been there, done this. You know, I remember living in LA and going, man, I wish I went to the Golden Globes. Now I'm like, thank God. Because I would have left depressed. Because as soon as I walk in there, they're going to let you know you don't belong here.
Well, they do.
Hey, how you doing? And they're talking to other people. They got sunglasses on now. You know, they're talking to directors and giggling at their jokes. So I don't need that in my life. I'm so happy.
Did not have to do that stuff?
Yeah, that's why you got to be grateful for what you have and what you don't have. And people look at me and go, oh, Joey, you would go. Trust me, I wouldn't know how to act at one of those things. If I had to sit at those tables and laugh at that shit, I'd rather be tortured in Venezuela. Okay, I'd rather you torture me to death than I'll call whatever. Send me to Venezuela. I want to be one of those Americans that's going to get tortured this week. Before you ever see them, they got to sit there and go,
Do you think they practice?
Oh,
lot
knowing
of it
those
looks
fucking fake motherfuckers, you know they're at home practicing with makeup on, makeup off. How does it look when I laugh with the earring? Should I put it in my nose? Should I put it in my eyeball to get more effect? You know.
Jesus. Not like now the comedian in me wants you to get like a really important acting role and like be forced to go.
Who?
You.
Dog, I would never go.
There's no way. Like even if it was like another De Niro movie and he was like,
you've been around me a long. There's no more De Niro movies, and I love them. I'm a big fan. I always will be. But De Niro ain't got no movies left in him. Neither do a lot of people.
okay.
So I'm okay at living in Jersey. I'm okay not going those things anymore. Dog, I have not heard from the girl from The Sopranos now in a year and a half. Because they invited me to 4 events, and I showed up to not one of them.
Not even. And so they just stopped asking.
I haven't heard from her, and I have to call and apologize and tell her that I was going through psychotic moments or something.
I don't know if you should tell people then. And just call it up. I was going through a psychotic episode.
I told my wife that one of my favorite jokes became my world. And it's not even that anymore. It's not even that. I think it's some form of negativity or something like that. Even though I read that book every January, I can't get rid of that. I'm sorry. I cannot get rid of it. I've tried. If I could talk to somebody about it, I would. You know, Bill Hicks is my favorite joke of all time. People say marijuana makes you lazy. It doesn't. It just makes you realize what you're going to do ain't worth doing. And that is so true in my fucking world. And again, take the marijuana away. Just me sitting in front of the computer with a pen and a piece of paper, and I'm trying to write a joke, or I'm trying to journal, and I think about, I got to get in the car now. Drive to Cliffside, fucking park. And right there, I'm done. That right there, at 7 fucking a.m. I'm not supposed to be there till 10. And I'm not even high. I'm not saying that I even get high. I'm just saying that there's days I wake up and I go, mm-mm. There's days I wake up and I'm going to jiu-jitsu. But I'm so wired, I can't wait till 12. So I got to go box at 10. Then I'm too sore to go at 12 to fucking jiu-jitsu. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's some days I'm ready to fucking go. Like, I ain't waiting till 12 to fucking do jiu-jitsu. I'm going to go fucking box. And I'll shoot down there at 9:45. So when the classes enter, I go in there. I go in the back and I do what I need to do. I talk to the fucking people for an hour. And I get the fuck out. I get my social. And I get some exercise. You follow me? But there's some days I'm like today, I had service at 7:45 a.m. I slept right through that motherfucker.
What service?
I had to service my car.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking. I think we're going to church.
I had to call them and lie and say I got diarrhea last night.
Oh, I love doing that.
Dog, I slept right through. I got up. I had 3 text messages. Mr. Diaz, we're expecting your 428, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. I slept right through it, Lee. I got up. I'm like, well, I ain't making that today.
What was your excuse?
I know the one girl in service. I called her and I go, listen, it was a long weekend. She goes, I get it. A lot of people canceled on Monday.
Oh, okay.
I don't feel too bad. So I'm going to put it in there next Monday.
Yeah, I thought you meant like you came up with like I had a real rough, I'm so sorry, my meetings ran late. And
No, Doug, but I'm getting into that thing again where I'm getting up early.
Okay.
And then I do my shit and I got to go back to bed at 6:30, 7. I wait for Mercy to leave. As soon as she kisses me and we talk for 2 minutes, game is over. Right there, I know whether 10 o'clock is going to get canceled. I'll tell you why. Because I'm going to sleep through it. Or you have to assume I'm going to get up at 9:30 and go, fuck, 10 o'clock, I'm never going to make it. Because I got to process.
What's your process?
I got to drink my coffee. I got to fucking meditate.
Really?
It's even after the morning process.
Now, is that just because it's like something that's not that important? Because me knowing you, you don't seem like the kind of person who's like, listen, no matter what it is, I have to drink my coffee. Because like if I wake up and I'm late, I'll just go. I don't drink coffee, but like
out of respect for my brother George, there was a time I'd drink the coffee. But George, he don't leave the house until he gets his coffee. And if George could do it, so could I. And I don't do two. I do one in the morning, and then I'm good for the day. And I could sleep on that cup of coffee. I could drink a full cup of coffee at 6, and by 7:15, I got to hit the crib. Done. Nappy Nunu time.
It doesn't really fully get, but then the second one gets you?
The second one don't do dick. It could be coffee or a Snapple iced tea.
I don't drink. I've started
Sometimes I
drinking
need to
espresso
joke.
a little bit. I do espresso like at the shot now because I don't like coffee. But
You will. You will. Not
It's
right now,
gross.
but you will. You will.
dude,
I didn't like it either. And then one day when I was 30-something, I started drinking on a triple run. Because I had like $1.50 and coffee was free. And I'm like, I might as well see what this coffee's about and shit. See if that shit fills you up.
how much weight did you gain when you started drinking coffee? Because that's like one of the huge reasons I haven't gotten into it. Is because the calories. Because I'm definitely putting milk
If you
in.
drink black coffee
Oh, it
with
tastes
sweetener,
gross.
you're good. Black coffee is the shit.
Oh,
I'll tell you what else is the shit, which I haven't gotten in 6 years.
what's that?
A flat white from Starbucks. That motherfucker. That motherfucker.
Remember there was like 6 months you were up until 3 or 4 in the morning because you kept stopping on the way home from the comedy
Dog,
store.
Listen,
The flat whites.
dog, I've been addicted to everything. I don't sit here and just lay judgment because I'm some fucking kid who went to 4 years of college and the neuro mind. No, I'll tell you about shit you haven't heard before. At my worst, okay, Tuesdays was pizza night. I always took them with me on Tuesdays. We stopped, we double parked. We didn't give a fuck. We went to Joe's.
Yeah.
Right or wrong?
Once show's open, yeah.
Wednesday was always open. So if I went to the store Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, my goal was to get out of there to make the midnight Starbucks. They had a Starbucks that closed at midnight around the corner from my house, a fucking drive-through, dog. You get there at 10 to 12, it's a bunch of limo drivers getting fucking gallons. They're getting their coolers filled, and I would sit there and get the tallest black white, El Big Grande, whatever
The Venti or the Trenta or
the
something?
biggest one, the Grande Monday.
The Grande is the smallest one, but the biggest one is like 20 or 30, yeah.
Yeah, it was the 30 one.
Damn, the Trenta, fuck.
I sip the top, put the lid on it.
You drinking Trenta? I didn't know that. I didn't know you're drinking that. That's 30 ounces.
Dog,
That's 3 sodas.
at midnight. And I go home and put sugar. Dog, you have no idea. And then I'd be popping Xanaxes and writing and shit. And then I wake up the next morning and I ordered like a boat. I ordered I emailed my girlfriend from high school and apologized for stealing her flowers. I'm like, what the fuck?
Jesus, dude.
Dog, I was drinking a flat white 2 nights a week and bouncing. George, because I was a crazy comedian, man.
I want to see how many milligrams of caffeine is in this. Yeah, I think so.
George, I was crazy. I was fucking crazy. And I'm eating Xanax and eating edibles, 2,000, 3,000 milligrams. And I'm drinking a fucking Grande at midnight. I'd be fucking bouncing, Jack. By 3 in the morning, I'd be fucking starving. I'd eat. Guys, you had no idea what I went through. You have no idea. Nobody else.
I'm not even looking at the calories.
I know
They're
it's
saying it's at least 300 milligrams of caffeine. And it says the Trenta flat whites are usually made with espresso shots in smaller quantities. So a Trenta would require many extra shots, significantly boosting caffeine. Yeah.
And I'm not just drinking fucking espressos. That flat white at midnight. I'm going home to rock. Okay?
Yeah, why would you bring yourself all the way up with the coffees and then all the way down with the Xanax?
Because I convinced myself that it would help me ride or be like Henry Kerouac or one of those fucking people. I don't know why. Lee, I'm fucking crazy. So I would call you when I got home with the 12 white. Hey, what are you doing? Well, I'm sitting here. And I'd laugh. And I'd hang up on him. And then I drink a couple sips of coffee and I go into the fucking back room and start with the fucking pipe. And I was this crazy, guys. And I would, in those days, like I had good edibles, but George would bring me this. I would get so hungry that I would eat the edibles as like a fucking.
That used to blow my mind when you would do that.
I would eat like a bag of 800. That had like 800 milligrams or something. It was a whole bag. I would eat the whole thing at 2 a.m, guys. And then to fall asleep, I'd pop fucking 3 or 4 Xanaxes. One every 10 minutes. The little footballs. And I'd sit there like fucking, I'd crawl into bed at night, and I don't know, when I wake, and then I'd wake up, dog, it'd be 4. But this is for somebody who gets up at lunch at 2. That didn't happen in my world. I woke up at 7. So that first hour, do you know what I was in? Hell. You don't know where you're at. You just walk on. Terry would talk to me, and I'd go, not now. And I just get a cup of coffee, and I drink like, in those days, I would drink 2 cups of American coffee, black, with sweetener, and I would pop 2 espressos for breakfast, maybe 3.
Damn.
That was my morning before I went in the shower. Then I'd do all the method I do in the back, smoking, toking, and then I'd fucking come out, eat breakfast, and I'd hit that fucking thing again. I was unstoppable. That's why I wasn't lying on Theo's podcast. Somebody was going to die. I didn't cancel this podcast because I was moving. I canceled this podcast because either you or I were going to die. That is from the bottom of my heart. And I was not going to go to Boston and tell John Wayne, you fucking died fucking eating fucking 2,800 milligrams and you went home and made a milkshake and had fucking other shit in it. I just refused, and I knew it was going to happen. When you're us old and you've seen how life works, you see it coming. You see it coming. Lee, we did ketamine at the end.
A little.
I would never in my whole life even go, you bring that in here, you give it to me, but please don't give it to Lee. I was like, give it to Lee. I watched Lee. I made sure he didn't do the amounts I was doing. But I'm like, give it to Lee because we're getting fucked up. Whatever you show up with.
It was before we knew. Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't even, till today. I don't care if it's hard. If you got a lollipop, give me 2. I want to drool.
Lollipop.
I'm at an age where I want to drool now. Enough with the fucking bullshit or whatever.
I barely did any. Like, I honestly didn't. Because you told this story on, I think it was on Rogan. And I think they did a cartoon about it. And like you said you got fucked up. I honestly don't. It's like the first time you smoke weed when nothing really happens. It felt a little weird, I guess, but I didn't have any of like the hallucinations or stuff that you did.
Of what?
With the ketamine.
Oh no. I didn't have hallucinations till I started watching the TV show with my wife. And the black guy's head started going up and down, up and down.
Yeah, that's a little hallucination. I didn't have any of those.
I was fucking sweating. It was not good. I'm lying to you. When I put my left foot out of the car, when I got to the garage, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'll never forget opening up my car door, like really slowly, and then putting my foot down, and my foot wouldn't stop.
Oh, that happened to me at that cousin's.
My foot wouldn't stop. I'm like, when is it going to hit land? And it finally hit land, and I'm like, I don't even forget. Should I step? And I'm looking around. In my yard. It's fucking 12 to 15 at night.
Right.
And I'm looking around and shit. I closed the door. I'm stumbling. It was no fucking joke. When I got in my room, I was fucked up. I had to take my shirt off, fucking get water, and she's up. 365 days. I get home, she passed out at 9:30, 10. This night I walk in at midnight, and there she is. Hi, honey. I waited up for you. You motherfucker. And I'm sitting in my office sweating. Guys, it's coming out of my palms. I remember touching like the computer and it wouldn't click because my fingers, I was fucking dying. And I finally go, you know what? Let me go out there before she comes in here. I sat next to her. She's watching True
Blood.
No, the one about every season they put 2 new cops on there. They did one with Woody Harrelson.
Oh.
Whatever that's called. And it was a season with the black dude from Green Book.
Right.
And the white dude from Blade.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's a good series, but
it's not Fargo, is it? Or
no.
I know what True Crime.
True crime, something like that, whatever the fuck it is. And that was the night. And I had to tell her, you got to take this off. And she's like, what's going on with you? I go, you got to take this off.
I love doing that.
The fucking black dude's head keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Holy shit.
But back to what I was saying. Again, I don't want anybody at home to think I'm talking from hate here. I'm not. I just thought that, I don't know. I don't even know why they have a podcast category. I mean, listen, if you think I'm sitting there going, we should have gotten nominated. No, we shouldn't have. There's no way.
We would have gotten some nominations.
No, listen, no.
Not on the Golden Globes.
No, I don't want to even go there. Right now, I just want to have fun.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right, but
craziest episodes.
Like, I don't even think half the people who got nominated were like, what's this shit about? Like, I need this in my life now. And yeah, the numbers will go up today, maybe a little bit, more fucking people.
And they'll make more money.
It's for Gentiles. Yeah, it's for Gentiles. Gentiles are going to buy right. Oh, it's so, the conversations are so erotic, whatever the fuck they say.
But it's like I had a talk with some people today about this. And I'm not taking, those are great podcasts that get millions of listeners. So they're doing a great job. But it's just different than when I fell in love with podcasts and found you in the podcast that we had. When you listen to these podcasts, like they're scripted, there's meetings, there's teams of people. The podcasts that we had were just really fun and just hanging out. And it's like there was no editing. It was posted within hours of it being recorded. It was like a real like kind of like zoom into like our lives. And that's why like I fell in love with podcasts. That's what the early Rogans were like. The early Rogans were the most fun I'd ever heard. Like the fleshlight days of that podcast, when you guys didn't even really understand what was happening. Like when I found you, those were the most, you're listening to it like, what the fuck is happening? Like people are allowed to say this shit. People are allowed to, and it was so funny and so unique. And now it's like you've been saying for a while, there's going to be something new after podcast, and there will be, because a lot of this stuff is now, it's sort of like just very generic now.
Listen, man. A couple weeks ago, we were fucking around here, and we sat around and we watched old podcasts, like us with Theo, I think, and
right.
Ralphie. And I'm going to tell you guys something right off the bat. Listen, a lot of people went to acting class. A lot of people took drama in high school. For me, this was fucking going into something with your eyes closed, And to scroll through the channels at night and see The Longest Yard every night. It was on BET. Like, come on, man. Like, they have it everywhere. CNN, they have it everywhere. Okay. I was very lucky and fortunate. Thank God I had balls. Thank God I was comfortable with the people I was around. And the other night I watched Grudge Match. It's been on Paramount Plus lately it's been on like 10 times. And I turned it on when he walks in and he goes, "Are you my coach? It looks like you ate my coach," and all that shit. And I looked at that and I'm like, okay, I can live with that, And then I watched like the Ari Shaffir things, and there's like 2 of those, and I look at and go, holy fuck. I was on a different fucking level. People will never understand what level I was on those 2 nights. Those 2 nights were about a story and me making Ari proud, because Ari fought hard to get me in front of Comedy Central. So it was about more than anybody thought. And I look at those 2 things now, and I go, wow, I really enjoy those 2. Like, that's good work. But when I left here that Monday night after watching our podcast, look, that was a rough ride home. Like, I was like, we didn't have a clue of what we were doing. Like, there wasn't a clue. We just got 2 microphones, 3 microphones, and decided, Lee, we're going to get high every night. That's going to be our approach.
I think you decided that.
So we can't take it no more. And it just took off. I was thinking about the time we went to San Diego and they gave us the bag of cookies. And you were like, wait a second. You took those cookies from, you don't even know them. And I'm like, listen, they're going to get us fucked up. You know, like just, there was so many things that I'm so old, I fucking forget them. But some night, somebody's going to say, come and tell us about, and you got to tell them about the night we got so high, we got to San Diego, and we got lost.
Oh, dude.
And that's the night we pulled over. And I said something to you about when a chick sucks your dick, you have to make them suck your dick.
Oh, yeah.
And swallow, and then you have to punch them in the stomach and make them puke to come. And then
it was like a sex move.
Oh, my God. And we were fucking, like, I was almost dying. Like, these are things that, it was like, I have stories about Seattle, being an open micer, not having any money, getting $50 and going to McSorley and whatever that fucking place is, where we used to go get the happy hour in Seattle, living on Mark Madison's floor, and his dog would shit. You know, these are all part of stand-up. But I could say that I did the same, because when we started podcasting, it was 100 an episode. It was the sex people, right? Maybe?
Adam and Eve.
Adam and Evil. But all those, dog, I was thinking about the time we're driving and we're in 405 traffic. And all of a sudden, a guy comes up and he's got a patch on his eye.
That's the best Instagram I've ever had.
Oh, my fucking God. Like, and this is what I was writing in my journal the other day when I was talking about how I fucked up. And I go, you know what? To live life is to learn life. It used to be nothing happens on that fucking couch.
Right.
Well, we fucking moved it up to 2026.
Okay.
To live life, like to live fucking life is to learn. It's not all going to be good. It's everything. Listen, I wish. Well, I wrote a joke and said, no, you're going to write shit, Joey. You're going to write shit as a comic. But if you don't try this shit, like think about that. We'll do a whole podcast of it in a year. Think about our first 2 years. 3 years. 2012 to 2015. There was a year I was reading ads. Like, they would go like, the ads for Sneaker Plus are 2.1, 2.4, and 2.8. I'd read them every day. You know what it is to do an ad and then go, oh, you're not getting paid for that. You learn. That's how you learn, when you take money out of your pocket. You don't learn by making money. You do learn, but you learn more by cutting a picture short. And now you got to go back and break the fucking frame. You learn for the next time. I don't know what was going on, the lighting, but to live life is to learn. And guess what? There's going to be more fuck-ups than what there is going to be. I did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we did it. No. But that podcast thing, I got to tap you in the back. And that's why I got to apologize to you. And that's why I got to be grateful that we got to do that. Anybody did stand up. And we did stand up. And, I know what it is to fucking sleep on George's couch and my ass crack is sticking out. Those are the poor days. And we had those. But for podcasting, dog, we were doing live podcasts. Nobody ever did a live podcast.
We did hundreds of live podcasts.
Hundreds of them.
And especially, it's not like we have like the current event podcast. We were going live
like this,
getting fucked up,
eating edibles in front of the audience, throwing edibles to the audience. We started with those fucking things from Denver. Remember they gave me a suitcase.
Of what? Which edibles?
The fucking ones I used to fuck with you with.
Oh, the Chiba Chews.
Jesus I went to Denver to do a festival, dog. And these motherfuckers called my hotel room. They're like, Joey, we're here from Chiba Chews. We have something for you. I thought they had like a baggie. They gave me a fucking duffel bag with all sizes. And I'm like, Doug, what do I want to do with that? Take it back. I had to check it in the next day. They're like, what's in there? Batteries?
Oh, my God. So that's what started the podcast.
That's what started the podcast.
Jesus Christ.
That bag was there for us to eat.
That was a big bag, apparently.
And then we were doing this Sunday. And listen, podcast on Sunday, you were hungover till Tuesday.
Yeah, at least. And then
you were hungover till
we recorded Wednesday.
And we recorded just when you got your wits up. I call them up at 3. Take your vitamins, Lee. Why? What are we doing? What ain't we doing?
3 o'clock, and the call started at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, what are we doing?
You used to wake me up with a picture of your shit at like 7 in the morning. That would be and then immediately followed by a call. What do you think of that? And then it was like, in the beginning, dude, people in my life would be like, what do you guys talk about? Because you would call me between 7 and 4, probably 15 times. Yeah, 10, 15. And they wouldn't last more than 30 seconds. It wasn't like a long talk, but you would have like one thing you wanted to say or a check-in my favorite were like 10:30 in the morning. You'd be like, you know what? We're going to take it easy tonight. No edibles tonight. All right. 10:45. Yeah, no edibles tonight. 2 o'clock. You should see what I got for us tonight. like it was every time. You would always say it's not going to happen. And then it always, then we're like.
But it was very impromptu. It was completely, listen, I learned it from even Joe. I went up to do Joe's and they didn't tell me not to talk about anything. They said, let it go. Let it go. And I remember doing that podcast with Felicia, which I really like, but she wasn't letting me go. She was trying to keep it, and I got it, but I was just steaming. I'm like, I can't keep doing this. Then I told the story about lighting the hooker on fire and all that shit. And she did not like it, though. She did not like it at all.
First of all, not the hooker, her wig.
A wig on fire.
That's a very different story. You letting a hooker on fire, I might be on Felicia's side.
I remember a lot of things about life, like saying something and the look on somebody's face. The look on her face, dog, I wish I had a camera. Because I was just rapping the way I am with Lee, fuck yeah. And all of a sudden I look over to see what she's doing. And she had tears in her eyes and her mouth was open. And I'm like, oh my God. I had to wrap it up. And she's like, Joey, that's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. And I'm like, hey, it happened. You know what I'm saying?
Holy shit. Yeah, but it's like people, I don't think people, would you tell that story now? Like if you hadn't told that story, you might, but I don't think a lot of people would. And a lot of people were telling stories like that. Or,
Lee, my logic was this. A friend of mine in Hollywood, in LA, when I first got there, had like a website. I've never told this story. Maybe I told a variation of it. And one night, thank you, brother. We would talk. We had become friends and the whole thing. And it was about comedy and life or something. I still remember the kid's name, but I'm not going to say it because he lost his mind and moved to some other fucking state. I haven't seen him in like 20 years. So me and the kid became tied at the Comedy Store. This was the first thing I ever did, guys. And it wasn't positive. I did an interview with the guy. He took some pictures of me. He asked me, are you from North Bergen? He didn't know I was from North Bergen. He didn't know what North Bergen was from. What North Bergen was. He had no idea. I don't know where he was from, but he knew nothing about New Jersey. We start talking, and all of a sudden, thank you for interviewing me. I'm excited. I'm green as fuck at the Comedy Store, and this guy wants to interview me about my journey with comedy the last 8 years. Well, he put it up, and that web was popular back then. Like 98, 99, around there, 2000. And I see him one day, and he goes, can I talk to you for a second? And I go, what's up? He's like, listen, man, I put 1,000 comics on there. And this is before Longest Yard. This is before basketball. This is before any of that shit. It was around basketball. And he goes, I put that thing up of you. And people had like some comments, but you pissed some people off.
Huh. It was like your first thing. I've never heard about this.
I was just thinking about it. That's what got me a little confused at first, because I was already paranoid about going to LA. CBS reached out. And then I thought about Tim Allen. And he got arrested, but now he's on Disney. So at least if they come after me for a police record, I could always say, what about Tim Allen? Big, complete differences. But I tried to get anyway. And I go, what do you mean, like cops? And he goes, no. I got one from a guy in Boulder who said not to trust you. And I got a guy from somebody you grew up with in New Jersey who said you were really bad news. Or something else. Something, like it was something else. And I remember looking at him going, interesting. Not mad at anybody. I mean, the other day I was watching The Longest Yard, and I was thinking about when Adam called me in his office at Sony. And he goes, I don't know who you pissed off, but read this. And he gave me a letter. And it was like, Dear Mr. Adam, you made a bad choice with Joey Diaz.
Jesus.
He's not Italian. And I saw all those 20 names that wrote it. And I never said nothing to none of them except to one of them.
Oh, you knew them?
I knew them from auditions.
Oh, shit.
And
it was other actors.
And these were all the guys that had eaten their lunches at different auditions. There was a time when those Italian auditions would come out, and I'd walk in there with a pep in my fucking step. Like a black dude, like a limp, like, yeah. And they'd say, what the? And then I'd talk Spanish in front of them to really piss them off. And then I booked the fucking job. And then I'd see them 2 weeks later, and they go, you booked that fucking job. Don't they know you're Spanish? And I go, here comes the hate. There were 20 fucking names on that Longest Yard list of people saying that I wasn't fucking Italian. That, bro,
I would have.
That's the mind of the minute human being. That he's going to go, well, he got it. I'm fucking really Italian. I'm, tuts. What is that? Where they're always Neapolitan. They always got to tell you where they're from. Oh, you're a real retard. All right. You know,
like I would give so much money to be able to see Adam's reaction to that letter. Like
he
that
just
moment,
threw it at me. He goes, look and read this. But my point is that when I got that podcast, me and Felicia were experimenting. And as I was doing that podcast with Felicia, I knew this was going to be a podcast. This was going to be my HBO boxing. HBO After Dark, like they show this fucking dude and he's killing people. Then they go to his house and he's got cats and he's got daughters and he's making them farina for breakfast and he's putting bows in their hair. Meanwhile, you hated this guy. You just saw him. And that's human nature. People are going to look at you and go, I don't like this guy. But then you're going to hear something about him. Either you're going to hate him more or go, fuck, I didn't know. Let me check into this guy. He's a human being. He's not the monster that they're portraying you to be. So when we started doing the podcast, in the beginning, it was about me getting my criminal stories out there so they couldn't come back to me later. Get them out. Why are we fighting? Even drop the names. Not of everybody, but drop some names so you know they're talking about them. Get them out. Get them out before somebody goes, hey, when we were kids, he robbed the jewelry store. Episode 54. Sorry, now I know who you are. Now you made yourself look bad. Already talked about that in episode 54. But by the second year, it became something else, that podcast. It became The Education of Lee. So through my stories, Lee would listen and sit there with his jaw dropped. You guys really, like when I was driving up 88th Street, and I swear to God, by that park, by the mouth, I still remember, till this day, it was a Friday, about 9:45 at night, and there was a car that didn't even park right in the mouth of that park. Like, I'm just going out on a Friday night. I'm walking up that hill, and I'm looking, and there's a car that's parked this way. Okay? And it was all four doors were open, and everybody around that car was eating. And I go, guys, what's going on here? And I remember their faces, but I don't remember their names. I go, what's going on? They're like, we robbed the Chinese delivery dude. This is his car. Go come get some food. And I'm over there eating lo mein with them and shit. I'm like, how'd you do it? And they're like, oh, we fucking wait till the delivery guy, the wing fung, or they robbed some guy. I mean, they robbed the fucking Chinese delivery guy, dog. They took the car, the cash, the food. One of those crazy motherfuckers from 88th Street Park. Who would believe that? Who would fucking believe that? I just drove past it, and I was giggling to myself going, oh, my God. I saw the fucking wire by Liggio's house the other day. The one I got stuck on, did I tell you the story with the snow? It's still fucking there. My van got caught. And I'm over there, smoke's coming out of the tires and shit. So I wanted to get it out before I did get a TV show. And some motherfucker goes, go to CHR. And I go to HR and they're like, hey, man, we're going to have to scrap you off the show. Some guy said you kidnapped him 30 years ago and you went to prison. I got it out there. It started becoming that I go to auditions and people would tell me, tell us how you kidnapped that dude. That's it. I got this role. They know me. They got referred by somebody who heard that story and said, you know what? Give him a second chance. So that was the point of that first podcast. And it grew from there. That's why when you see these 28-year-olds, we raised those motherfuckers. We did things that their parents couldn't do, their dads couldn't do. Their dads are absent, the uncle, he went to jail. I got 1,000 of those emails. I got 1,000. Whenever I find my Gmail, there's 200,000 like sent. I don't even know how to get in there. There's people crying. Listen, I didn't even know how to steal a car. Thank you. You know, shit like that. But that was the point of that podcast. It was the education of Lee. Not by me schooling him, but by me saying something going, so how did you rob the guy's house? You know, well, me and George pulled up. George told me where the guy lived. I kicked down the door and I got the speakers and a Social Security check for $200 or an unemployment check for $200. That's what happened. And Lee would sit there. I guarantee the first 3 months he went home and he's like, these stories can't be fucking happening. They can't happen. This is ridiculous. And then other comics would come on and we'd talk, and then Ralphie May, and he'd talk about Veneeri or Hashways or, you know.
Well, way before the podcast even started, you took me here. Wait, like it was one of the first things we did. I met George. Like you took me here, and like we spent close to a year together before the podcast, or a little over a year, because before the podcast started. So it would have been completely different if like you hired me as like a producer or something for just to go into that first day would have been fucked up. Could you imagine? Let me just
I didn't know what I was doing. So how was I going to give you a job? Listen, I never forget when we picked him up at Times Square and I almost killed him. We gave him a joint when he got in the car. What do I do? What do I do? Smoke the fucking joint. And people going, hey, Lee and Joey. And we're like, get out of the fucking way.
No, dude, I remember this. So first of all, you were already in New York.
Right.
And then
I was with George, and me and George went and picked you up on 42nd.
You were trying to convince me that like I took like an air train or something from JFK. I had my shit. I was like 22, 23. You called me the director from Israel. I was never a director of anything. I was editor, but we rented gear. I had all this shit with me. I somehow got to Times Square, which by now thinking about, I don't know how I did that. And like, it's not like you pulled over to like this side of the street and like had your blinkers on waiting for me. Like you were like, I think I was in like the crosswalk while the left hand turn thing was going.
Fair training.
And then as I got in, I like jumped in like it was like a heist. But the cool thing that I wish I had recorded was it wasn't Joey and Lee because we didn't know the podcast.
We gave him the joint.
It was like a homeless black dude or something like in like bumper to bumper traffic in Times Square. And we were smoking a joint, and he smelled it or something, walked up, and you handed it to him.
I just handed it to him.
Yeah, and you're like,
Lee, and the next day we're in North Bergen, and Lee goes, do we need permits? We're in North Bergen. I go, just don't walk around with that camera.
Yeah.
And within minutes, hey, what are you doing with that fucking camera in my neighborhood? We're like, I told you, Lee, hide the fucking camera. We went downtown. And then we went to the flower shop.
Yeah,
and that lunatic
Jesus.
came down.
Holy
he was just
shit.
doing meth and shit. I'll do a flower arrangement for you. Where you guys from? You know, the whole fucking deal.
Forgot about that.
But it was two guys that I thought he knew what he was doing. And he basically thought I knew what I was doing. And I was just riding him like, we started with little videos.
You start with a bloggy.
A blog. I still have that thing. It doesn't work, but I won't throw it away.
Oh, it doesn't work? It was like a it was like a USB video camera. Did they really?
Let's go. But it's completely different.
It's a brand new one, yeah.
But I know that they're going to make one soon that you could do a podcast.
Oh, I'm sure.
And just take the tape out and send it to somebody and podcast it. because that was the bloggy. That was just us making 30-second videos or
Yeah.
whatever.
It was the Mad Flavors World videos. You were just way before we did anything. You would just record yourself throughout the week, and then it was like a camera that had like a retractable USB thing, and I would just stick it in my computer, and I would combine the shit you would have was It was just you were like with your cats beeping at people. There was someone you would just drive around beeping at people.
I'm gonna tell you the truth about that, just so the audience knows how fucking crazy I am. George has always known I'm fucking retarded, but guess where I got that first bloggy?
I know exactly where you got it.
Who?
Your Gabriel Iglesias.
For Christmas.
No, I think it was something different. It was for Stand Up Revolution.
The Stand Up Revolution. And I looked at that camera and I go, this kid's worth, I'm going to do something good with this camera. This is a gift from Gabriel with his luck on it. I go, this is Gabriel's luck on this camera. I got to do something good with this camera. And we met. And next thing you know, we started doing those Mad Flavor Worlds. But that was the formula.
Do you remember the first video we put up? Other than the one we shot, we put up a stand-up video.
From the Jews?
No, the Ice House with you talking about the Jamba Juice guy. Oh my God.
That's right.
That's when my brain was blown. Because I started your YouTube channel. And you had this clip. We shot a video with your cat. With Skinny Finny. And then you had this clip from the Ice House with this hysterical, and I just kept looking at the number of people watching it. I was like, what? Like, it was blowing up.
It was started from, I think about the grassroots that, the big question with comedians constantly is, how did you start selling tickets? Okay. You started as going on Instagram and putting interesting pictures of yourself. I started 3 or 4 different things. Again, if I tell you, I knew what I didn't know shit. I was just trying to stay alive. But the 3 things I was doing was contributing to it. 1, and I've told you for 2 years, my room in Brea.
Mm-hmm.
My room in Brea was big. I call that guy once a year on the holidays and New Year's. He's in North Carolina. He's running a club down there, not a comedy club. That dude taught me how to have patience and sell tickets in a room without me even knowing it. And then I did a few things and it proved what he was saying. I stuck with it. And then what we were doing with the camera, the YouTube, it's not just one thing you're feeding them. You have to overwhelm them at first. And that's exactly what we did. Then we put out a CD.
Mm-hmm.
So now we had them at every level without knowing. Again, oh yeah, it was the CD. No. We had no fucking idea. What did I tell you on the drive down there? I had no material.
Which is crazy.
I go, we're just going to riff today. But Brea, the videos, touring with Rogan.
And by the way, that CD went #1. That wasn't just people don't, and that's why I want to do a CD, but not to be #1, but just like, it wasn't like everyone was doing a special. There were people putting out specials, like audio CDs.
I didn't want to do it, but I wanted people to listen again.
Yeah.
I always think to this day, we've forgotten the gift of listening, of putting on a radio. When we were growing up, you always saw pictures of people sitting around a radio, listening to a Yankee game or listening to the Green Hornet or whatever the fuck they played. The one with, when they took over the world and they tricked everybody, War of the Worlds with whatever. That was interesting to me. And I wanted to bring people back to listening because people gave up on listening. I did for a while. And my life was ruined. We listen and we just keep plowing. Listen to what that motherfucker's saying and get a read from him. For years, we don't listen. We just want to talk shit. And then sometimes you got to fucking listen and go, oh, shit. I was thinking about something the other day, about one of those don't go down there stories. I went down there when I was a kid, one of those, and I didn't know. We told you not to go down there. Yeah, but I wanted a fucking soda. There's 1,000 bodegas.
Don't go down there.
And you went to that one. You know, so some people don't even have a motive. They don't even, I don't think to tell somebody why. But I know myself that I wasn't listening. And when you're a stand-up, you gotta listen. When you're a stand-up, you're Marlon Brando. Let them talk. Let them talk. When I go to a green room, let them talk. You're just sitting there fucking listening. Let them, even if you know the subject, even if you know they're wrong, let them talk. And eventually it's fucking just, it's like anything else. If I'm on top of you, you're going to keep trying to get out from the bottom. I'm just going to let you move. I'm just going to move with you. I'm not even going to put weight on you. And after a minute, you're going to drop your arms. Now I really got you because you're tired. As a comic, you have to listen to the audience. And it's funny because you're on stage listening to the audience and trying to listen to your brain feed you the jokes and keeping them in order. This is not for everybody. This is not for everybody.
But you're kind of blowing my mind. What do you mean listen to the audience?
Dog, sighs, reliefs. Ha! Oh my God, I can't believe he said that. Those little things that you don't hear and you're not supposed to hear, but you being the bad motherfucker that you are, you hear. I'm very deaf. And I have selective hearing. Okay? Because I know the deafness, I can't listen to everything. I can't listen to everybody. So if I'm in here and you guys are having two conversations and we're having a conversation and Mike Chick's over there, I got to do selective hearing. Who's having the best conversation here? You know,
right.
Who's talking about this? Who's talking about and then I learned when I went to restaurants, people throwing things down. I learned how to listen in the original room. For some reason, that room taught me how to hear a mouse on stage.
You're on top of everybody, like right there.
You're here, but you're on top of everybody everywhere. And it's 170 seats. So think about it. It's 170 seats. But something about that room made me a listener again. For years when I got locked up, all those people would say, you don't listen. You're not listening to what I'm fucking saying. You listen, but you went off the rampage on this shit. And that's what I wanted to get back. And that's when I became a better comic. When I started listening to the audience, different breeds, different yells, different, when they're laughing, how long are they laughing? Listen. Yeah, so I just flew in from Buffalo. Ha, da, 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 ha. Now you have them on this tuning, right?
Right.
Right? Yeah, hoo, ha, hee, ha. I want to get them little volcanoes, but for longer. So instead of going, ha, I want to get them a, ha, and you build it, ha, ha, ha. When you're getting those, ha, 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 you're a fucking amateur. That's how you know you're an amateur. You have to go in there and get them like, I want to see a black guy fall off his chair. How do you make a black guy fall off his chair? You walk out there and attack him. Fuck racism. Listen, you black motherfucker. It's Lonely Negro night tonight. You showed up. Boom. He's laughing because he's loving it. You're giving him attention.
I've never seen you open like that. Oh, but yeah, no, I mean, it's really cool because that's what I think that the difference is between like me and like, I got like even when our friend Jerry Rocha, the first time I opened for him, he had me open for him and he's been doing it for a while, but he's not super well known. He had a special.
He's great. Jerry's a great writer, great comedian.
And I was so blown away at the difference in the level of his laughs. For like when I was just in front of that audience and I was getting laughs, and then I heard the level of it, and I was like, those are the same people laughing so much louder.
You just fucking know.
Yeah,
like you just know, and you start to go, oh my God, they're laughing differently. Mm-hmm. What am I doing differently?
Yeah,
listen, man. We got to get the fuck out of here. But I'll tell you this, and I tell people all the time. You have stand-up. After you're doing stand-up 6, 7, 8 years, you have it. You have the basics. and you have all the tools to become a great stand-up, whatever the fuck that is. It's just tweaking 200 tweaks. That's a lot of fucking tweaks to tweak. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of tweaking. When I look at you and I go, I got to remember to smile in that joke. I got to remember to breathe on that joke. I got to remember to pause and look at my pants. I got to remember to shake my dick on that joke. I got to remember all these tweaks for it to be a perfect fucking set. And every night you go up there and you count and you go, fuck, honey, I did 160 tweaks. Nick, I did 140 tonight. George, I did 128. Then all of a sudden I get one night where, dog, we did 168. That's 40 better than 2 nights ago. And then one night, unexpectedly, I get all 200 tweaks right. Because I didn't try to correct them all at once. I took care of them once at a time. And where did I learn that from? Playing basketball as a kid. We pick up bad habits. My bad habit was rebounding. I was a great rebounder. But what did I do, George? Put the ball down. Bro, I had coaches fucking put me in a dark room for a week. and I couldn't break the habit. What a fucking awful habit to break. And once you break that habit, you become that much better. And that's all stand-up is little tweaks. Your jokes. For me, it's my writing. It's 1,000 things. Sometimes I come out too high energy. My voice, you have so many things going on. So you have to tweak them all together. You're not going to, I bought a 1965 car. My grandmother left me $75,000 and I'm going to fix this fucking car. Okay? I'm not going to fix the car one piece at a time. I'm going to bring it upstairs to Bruno and let him fix this, but not just fix it. Let's make this so it doesn't break again. It's a 1967 car, and that's stand-up. Tweaking little things over time. Some take a week. Some take 3 months. Hey, folks, how you doing? How many people drove out here tonight? What the fuck? How many times? Lee, stop asking questions. That question up front determines whether you're an amateur or pro.
Yeah, you banned me from asking questions.
Just that little question.
Yeah.
How many people like to get tied up during sex? What are you going to get? Woo! 2 fucking chicks to the fucking alcoholics. Don't ask them. Tell them.
Yeah.
In fact, when you're up there, just go, listen to this chick. I could tell she likes to get tied up. Woo! Okay, I got a reaction from her.
Okay.
Never go. Yeah. Because as soon as you ask a question, you're weak. You just lost the battle. They smell it. That's it. You're not Jaws no more. You're a little fucking bubble guppy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, you cut like 20 minutes of my act really like last year. Like you just can't do this whole chunk of jokes.
And it worked.
Yeah, it did work. But it was
it was very like, hey Lee, oh my God, no, Lee, come here for a second. Cut that joke. And Lee fucking said fine. He didn't argue because he knew. He fucking knew. He knew. You're with this fucking chick a year and you're still talking about stepkids. Let me kick you in the stomach and how they kicked him when he was fat. They already know you're fat.
Right.
They see you. Why are you telling them that you're fat? There's all those little fucking tweaks. And no, I've been doing 35 years. I make more mistakes than you do. All right? I am fundamentally so unsound for me to tell you this, but I can look at somebody and go, like my stepdad, hey, come here, can I talk to you about something? One of my friends told me you smoke pot. I'll never forget when he told me this, like on Hudson Avenue. He goes, one of my dear friends told me you smoke pot. I hope it's not true, especially the family that you have. As of today, you stopped smoking pot. I remember looking at him going, psh, you got to give me time. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't you know about rehabs in the world? But in his world,
it's over now.
It's over now. That's it. Why even think about it? And he was so right. And that's what it is with stand-up. Look, I love certain jokes. And I'll keep doing them because I'm weak. But then one day you go, I'm not doing that joke no more. Like, I'm not doing it. Why? You know what, man? I just don't want to do it no more. It's time to move the fuck on. We're like fucking with our jokes. We're like our girlfriends. We don't want to let those old bitches go. She kicks me. She takes my money. She fucks me in the ass. She hits me with a stick. But I love it. What the fuck? Let that joke go.
Right.
So it's the same thing. Where are you going to be this week, Tarzan?
This week I'll be at St. Mark's Comedy Club on Tuesday. I'll be at the Comedy Shop on Wednesday. And that's it. And just around New York this week.
All right. You going to let the people know?
I just did.
All right, but no. Put them up on Instagram so they know. They want to know.
It'll be up on Instagram this weekend. Have nothing booked, but I'm always around the Comedy Shop. And I'm hanging out at St. Mark's a lot more now. And then next week I'm in Batavia with Josh Wolf.
All right. Yeah, we'll burn next week when it comes.
Well, you kept asking. I thought it was done earlier.
Batavia's next week. Why confuse them? Now they go to the website. That's next week. Then don't forget to get tickets because we let the cat out of the hat. Anyway, I'm going to be at the dojo Wednesday night for the best of. I might stop at an open mic this week. I had a lot of fun, man. I told you I went to that open mic and it was a lot different. And it just reminded you. I think every comic should go to one of those every once in a while as a reminder of what it's become, what your life has become, and how much fun it used to be. You could go up there, say whatever you want, drink what you want, fuck a waitress, get VD, and come back next week to get the number 3 spot. You know what I'm saying? Like when life was simple. You're doing comedy, you got to get up for a day job. You know, it is what it is, but that's real comedy. They're showing up there for not $1 at 10 o'clock at night. So it shows you the other side of the character of the comedian, which is nice. I still got it. But that level to sign up and all that you look at that now and go, oof, thank God I got over it. It's like getting fucking herpes. Once you get it, you're like, oof, I'll never get that again. I love you, motherfuckers.